The battlefield shattered beneath forces powerful enough to erase nations, yet one woman kept walking forward. Every strike carried the weight of certainty. Every wound fueled a greater resolve. In a world where even time itself stood still, Shion reached a turning point that transformed the entire conflict. What unfolded during this confrontation revealed far more than a battle between warriors. It exposed the depth of devotion, the limits of power, and the hidden potential resting within a soul pushed beyond every boundary. At the center of it all stood Shion, facing an opponent who embodied overwhelming destruction itself. From the opening exchange, the gap between Shion and Dagrul appeared immense. Dagrul represented a force of nature rather than a conventional fighter. His body carried abilities that placed him beyond ordinary concepts of strength, durability, and magical power. Every attack Shion launched met an opponent capable of deflecting her blade with his bare hands. Even so, she continued advancing. Dagrul recognized her determination almost immediately. When he observed that her sword remained intact despite countless collisions, he expressed genuine admiration. Shion answered with unwavering pride, open quote, "My beloved sword was given to me by Sir Rimuru. I've poured my affection into it on a daily basis, and it's practically part of my body by now." Close quote. That statement captured the essence of her character. Strength, for Shion, emerged from devotion. Her weapon carried meaning because it came from Rimuru. Her fighting spirit drew purpose from that connection. Every movement reflected loyalty, transformed into action. As the battle progressed, Shion accomplished something extraordinary. Rather than simply confronting Dagrul, she learned from him. Her skill continuously optimized her body, allowing her to adapt during combat. She studied his overwhelming power and began molding herself around it. The clash gradually evolved into a contest of persistence and willpower. Inside the frozen world, Shion's abilities reached remarkable heights. Cause and effect bent around her determination. Successful attacks landed with maximum efficiency. Defensive adaptations strengthened after every exchange. Through relentless growth, she transformed a hopeless mismatch into an even confrontation. Dagrul himself acknowledged the achievement. He possessed vastly greater reserves of power. His experience stretched across ages. His presence alone inspired fear. Yet Shion stood before him as an equal. The struggle intensified when additional figures entered the scene. Luminous recovered her strength and returned to the battlefield. Ultima also prepared to engage. Their arrival changed the balance completely. Dagrul realized that maintaining the frozen world no longer provided a meaningful advantage. Time resumed. That moment marked a crucial shift. The frozen world had allowed Shion to maximize the effectiveness of her abilities. Once reality returned to its normal flow, the battlefield once again followed the countless laws governing existence. Dagrul regained access to the full scope of his terrifying strength. Veldora immediately understood the danger. He warned Shion that her success depended heavily on the unique conditions created by frozen time. Against the complete force of Dagrul in the real world, victory seemed increasingly distant. Shion listened. Then she attacked anyway. Her response revealed a defining truth. She already understood the danger. She simply valued her objective more than her survival. Fear held no authority over her actions. Her resolve carried her forward regardless of the consequences. Dagrul responded by unleashing devastating power. His attacks tore across the battlefield with enough force to pulverize existence itself. The environment convulsed around Shion. Waves of destruction battered her from every direction. Pain engulfed her body. The battlefield became a vision of absolute despair. Then everything changed. Amid the overwhelming chaos, Shion sensed something far more frightening than physical destruction. Her connection to Rimuru vanished. That realization struck harder than any attack. The pain surrounding her lost significance. The battle faded into the background. A vast emptiness spread through her heart. Rimuru represented purpose, meaning, and direction. The thought of a world without him created a despair deeper than death itself. For a brief moment, that despair consumed everything. Then rage erupted. The emotional collapse triggered an unprecedented transformation. Deep within her soul, a sealed power awakened. Her unique skill evolved beyond its previous limits, ascending into an ultimate skill, Susanoo, King of Atrocity. This evolution represented the culmination of everything Shion had become. Throughout the conflict, she continuously refined herself through combat, instinct, and determination. Every lesson learned from Daggerel strengthened the foundation beneath her power. The apparent disappearance of Rimuru supplied the final catalyst. Yet the transformation itself mattered less to Shion than the conclusion she reached afterward. Rather than surrendering to despair, she placed complete faith in Rimuru. Her belief remained absolute. She convinced herself that Rimuru anticipated this outcome from the beginning. Every event fit within his design. Every challenge served a purpose. Whether supported by evidence or emotion made little difference. Her conviction granted her clarity. That certainty became fuel. With Susanoo fully awakened, Shion gained access to terrifying new abilities. The skill allowed her to absorb, neutralize, and redirect immense quantities of power. The destructive energy overwhelming the battlefield suddenly became something she could control. Daggerel noticed the difference immediately. The momentum of the battle shifted. For the first time, the giant found himself facing an opponent capable of matching his violence. Shion absorbed his attacks, converted their energy, and launched increasingly dangerous counterattacks. Every exchange drained his stamina while enhancing her own position. Even so, Daggerel remained one of the strongest beings in existence. Recognizing the growing threat, he chose to unleash his full power. His ultimate attack carried overwhelming force, compressing catastrophic energy into a single decisive strike. The attack embodied everything Daggerel believed about combat. Raw power in its purest form overwhelmed skill, experience, and strategy. He launched forward with absolute confidence. Shion smiled. Instead of focusing on defense, she committed everything to one final attack. That decision defined the climax. As Daggerel's devastating technique rushed toward her, Shion activated the full potential of her evolved abilities. Her attack bypassed expectations, ignored conventional limitations, and reached its target through sheer certainty of outcome. Chaotic fate! The strike landed. For the first time in ages, Daggerel felt genuine pain. His confidence shattered alongside his expectations. The outcome he considered inevitable dissolved before his eyes. Shion's determination had altered the course of the battle itself. Yet victory demanded a price. Daggerel's attack struck her directly as well. The destructive force should have ended her existence instantly. Every calculation pointed toward death. Then another ally intervened. Luminous activated her power and pulled Shion back from the brink. The battlefield finally settled. Daggerel knelt defeated. Shion remained standing. The result carried significance far beyond a simple victory. Throughout the conflict, Shion demonstrated relentless growth, unwavering loyalty, and complete commitment to her beliefs. She confronted a superior opponent, adapted beyond her limits, awakened a terrifying new power, and transformed despair into strength. Her triumph emerged from faith as much as force. In the aftermath, a quiet exchange with Luminous revealed the emotional reward waiting at the end of the struggle. Respect replaced distance. Trust replaced formality. Two warriors who fought side by side emerged from the conflict with a deeper bond. Meanwhile, the war continued around them. Battles raged across the battlefield. Commanders fought for survival. Armies struggled for dominance. Yet one truth stood above every other development. Shion had changed. The woman who entered the battle seeking victory emerged as something far greater. She evolved into a force capable of standing beside legends, yet carrying a power powerful enough to alter destinies themselves. And somewhere beyond the chaos, beyond the battlefield, beyond the reach of certainty, the mystery surrounding Rimuru lingered. Shion never questioned his return. She never wavered. She simply moved forward, carrying her faith like a blade pointed toward the future. The battle ended with a victory. The story ended with a promise. And somewhere in the silence beyond sight, destiny was already preparing its next move.